When humanity spread across the stars, many things followed them. Some were expected, and others were not. Their culture followed them. Their violence came with them. Their desire for peace never left them. Their ambition grew with them. Their greed grew ever hungrier. But there was one thing that followed them that they were not surprised by. A seemingly innocuous establishment that was commonplace on their home planet and across their colonies. The Waffle House. Seen as a cheap day and night option for sustenance, the Waffle House had, somehow, still kept the same appearance it had for the last several centuries. Food in the restaurant was prepared in the exact same way. The same old type of physical menus were used, seen as a novelty by the rest of the galaxy. The layout was similar to how it would have looked like in early 21st century of the human standard calendar. No matter the planet, no matter the species, a Waffle House could be found on the planet. Sometimes multiple Waffle Houses could be found scattered across a planet's surface. If news of a Waffle House opening on another planet got out, many would attempt to campaign against it, either stopping it from being built in the first place, or trying to close the Waffle House shortly after it opened. Many saw the chain of dingy restaurants as unclean, unsafe, unhealthy, and unneeded. But what many did not know was that the chain of restaurants served more than as a location for feeding someone, at any time, day or night. It, like many other businesses, served as index for how severe a disaster was or will be. From natural disasters to terror attacks, to planetary invasions and system or galactic-wide wars, the Waffle House Index, as the humans told us it was called, was an incredibly accurate indicator of how a disaster relief response should be handled. If the WHI is green, then the menu is full, the restaurant is powered, and damage is minimal to non-existent. This is the best-case scenario, where little to no disaster relief is needed beyond standard procedures. If the WHI is yellow, then the Waffle House is running on a limited menu. Power is limited, or absent, and or supplies are low. If the WHI is red, then the Waffle House is closed. Severe damage is possible, or has happened. The response times, as well as the vastness of the response teams to various relief organizations across the galaxy, have drastically decreased due to the oddly accurate Waffle House Index. The humans themselves do not know why it is so accurate, though on occasion it has been proven wrong. Some humans joke that, at some point, Waffle House itself gains sentience, and continues to embody the many aspects of what makes up the brand. Cheap food available all day and night, a relatively safe place to be, and disaster aid when called upon. While some are just tall tales, there have been confirmed instances of strange things happening around particular Waffle Houses. Waffle House 2743 of Alpha Centauri 4 was the only surviving building of an orbital bombardment launched by the Kalani Empire. All inhabitants within its walls were safe and sound, unaware that an orbital bombardment had taken place until they left the building. They were unable to do so until it had ceased. None had gone hungry, the power never failed, and supplies never dwindled. After this, Waffle House 9361 of Orbital Station 27, positioned over the trade world of Kirasia, sheltered multiple inhabitants of the station when it was boarded by pirates. It is unknown as to why they could not enter the establishment, but none of those who took shelter inside were harmed. Waffle House 12917, situated outside of the Imperial Palace on Kalani Prime, is now reported to be the Kalani Emperor's favourite place to eat. This is due to a case of attempted poisoning that 12917 reportedly prevented from succeeding. After having discovered the attempt, and making sure that none of the staff were involved, the Kalani Emperor declared it the only place that he will eat, greatly boosting 12917's popularity. This forced the location to expand to accommodate the influx of new customers, clamouring to eat at a place fit for emperors. Waffle House 1, the original Waffle House, is reported to be a place that no violence can occur within. Contrary to other locations where violence can happen at any second, Waffle House 1 seems to exude an air of peace that every species is affected by. Waffle House 4061, on the human colony world of Einswald, was the site of an assassination attempt via plasmic repeater. Several staff members were injured, as well as the target, before one of the cooks was able to douse the assassin in boiling oil, before repeatedly bashing his head with a cast iron skillet, eventually caving it in. Miraculously, only the would-be assassin died, with those injured being miraculously healed before medical personnel arrived. The cast iron skillet used to kill the would-be assassin is now framed and hangs above the register. While touted as evidence by some that something supernatural or just plain wrong is happening when it comes to Waffle House, most locations do not seem to have such instances. Violence still occurs inside and outside of them. Some are still destroyed or damaged in attacks and natural disasters. People still get infected or food poisoning from them, etc., etc. But even with most evidence pointing towards the strange occurrences being just isolated incidents, many agree that there is something odd about Waffle House. Waffle House 3259576486 has been established. A joyous stay. Waffle House 3259576487 has been established. Waffle House has found a new host.